Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Allie and you're watching Allie TV. Now, today I'm going to be talking about something that really touched me recently, and I don't really talk about it much because it seems as though it's becoming normalized, and I'll get to that in a minute. But as you can see, my background today is not the normal Allie TV background. It is actually Greenleaf, because Greenleaf is the topic of the conversation today. Well, kind of. So I started watching Greenleaf, and I binge watched all 3 seasons. I honestly didn't think that I was gonna like it as much as I did because it was a church show, but there was definitely more drama than church. And the episode really hit me, and the episode that hit me was when they started talking about homosexuality and how it's looked down upon in the church, and how it's not right, and how they should perceive things. Some of the family members still love the other family members. I don't know if you've watched Greenleaf. I'm trying not to do spoils, but okay, so regardless or not, spoiler alert, there's a couple who has been married who just recently had a kid, and the husband turns out to be gay. Now, if you ask me, you don't turn gay, you're born that way. And the reason why it got to me was because there's actually a program to try to fix you because it is a sickness. And, you know, it kind of really boiled my blood, you know, grinded my gears, whatever you want to call it. I don't speak out a lot on certain things because of reactions, but this is something I have to speak out on because I am a part of that community in which everybody has frowned upon. Now, it has become normalized to be gay. It really has. Like so much so that it looks like it's become a trend. Oh, my baby daddy's pissing me off, I'm gonna go get with this person. Or, I'm so tired of dudes, I'm gonna go get with this girl. Or, just, everybody has their reasons. But, as for me, I was born gay. I believe I've always known I was gay. I've always looked at girls. I was even told before I even really knew I was gay that I stretched out jokes a little too far. It's a whole nother thing. But the church, I say the church because it's the church. The church always has a stand against homosexuality. There's never really anybody who stands up and says, love is love, God is love, we all sin, no sin is greater than another sin, he shall not judge. Things like that. Like, nobody takes those things into considerations, especially people who consider themselves to be Christian. And I believe that we're all God's children, and God loves all of us, regardless what we are, who we love, what we want to be called. Him, her, us, they, them. We are loved. We were created the way we are. And it's very sad. Now, before I go any further, there's actually a little snippet from Greenleaf that I'm going to play you that was actually said by a pastor at this church. Listen, watch. Just a snippet. Listen very closely.
Everyone who does not follow every biblical law from entering that church, none of us would be sitting here right now.
You heard that? If they were to ban everyone who did not follow every biblical law, nobody would be at church. Like, nobody would be there. Because there are multiple sins. A plethora of them. Everybody seems to think that homosexuality is the biggest sin. What about adultery? What about using his name in vain? What about stealing? What about all this other stuff that nobody seems to care about, but everybody cares about who we lay with in bed at night? Recently, not too recently, but recently, my wife and I, we were looking into churches. We believe in God, but we also believe in other things. And we were looking for a church to attend, and we found one close. We attended, and we even became members. But in that welcoming meeting, the pastor told us the church believes in a man and woman marriage. How can we be members? How can we be members of a church that believes our marriage is wrong? We can't do that. And for me and my wife, we believe, I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn for my wife, but I believe that she believes that we believe you don't need a church to pray or believe in God. It's a building. That's all that is. And if 3 or more people get in a group and pray, God will be present. The real reason why this hurts my heart is because it's not the first time. We weren't turned away from this church, don't get it wrong. But I was literally turned away from a church because I'm gay. This happened back in 2009. I had just moved to Florida, and my uncle, they attend church every Sunday. So I decided to join them. Well, at the church, I was able to oversee kids for the first service because we attended the second one. I had a blast, and I was really good at it. And I loved every bit of it. I was really, really good at it. Well, you fill out an application when you're trying to be a member of the staff, I guess. And literally on this application, it said, is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to continue to serve? And there wasn't a line. There was multiple choice. Multiple choice of things that this church did not believe in. So of course, I circled homosexuality. I'm not gonna lie about myself. Why would I do that? I was afraid, though, that I wouldn't be able to partake in overseeing the kids. And that fear came true. I had it wasn't an interview and it wasn't an audition. I had a meeting with one of the pastors. And in this meeting, he told me, you can no longer oversee the children. Now, I kind of get it, and I kind of really don't. Did they think that my homosexuality was going to rub off on their children? Pretty sure they might have thought something like that. It hurt my heart, though. So instead of not attending church at all, I found somewhere else to serve. And it was in the cafe, and I was really good at that too, lo and behold. But after a while, I did stop going. Because I felt like I didn't belong. And it was a horrible feeling. You know, today, I feel like I forget that gays are looked down upon and hated against. And then I remember Pulse. And it's really sad. But I forget that we're so looked down upon because it's my everyday life. I go out into the world with my wife and I hold her hand and I kiss her face. I don't see people's side eyes. I don't see or hear disgust. But it is very well out there. So watching this episode of Greenleaf, it really made me feel some type of way. Because being in the gay community, how could I ever forget that we're not accepted? Then people act like gays are just now coming to the surface. There has been same-sex love for a very long time. They just kept it to themselves. And can you imagine if they came out of the closet back with Martin Luther King, or any big monumental thing happened? Could you imagine what an uproar that would have caused? It's a very deep video. I'm thinking the next video I'm gonna do is my coming out story. Because, well, everybody has a coming out story. I wish that we didn't feel like we had to come out of something. I wish that I could have just brought home a girl and told my mom, hey, this is my girlfriend. And it'd be normal. It'd be okay. But that wasn't and is not the case. I don't want to speak on that right now because it's gonna be a different video, but listen, if you're gay or you're bi-curious and you're thinking about coming out of the closet, everybody tells you to come out of the closet. Just know it's not easy. Just know that rejection happens. People lose their parents. People lose their shelters because of it. Be who you are 100%. I guess I'm gonna leave this video off on that note. Be who you are 100%. Peace.